Ferruccio Lamborghini was a prisoner of war when he returned to Italy. Ferruccio turned military equipment into tractors and was very successful in this area. However, the whole world will recognize him with the super sports cars he produced and his competition with Ferrari. Ferruccio was born in 1916 on a farm in northern Italy. Although the Lamborghini family was a wealthy farming family, Ferruccio never liked farm work. He had a great passion for mechanics and spent his time repairing tractors on the farm. Due to this interest, Ferruccio, who was educated at the technical school, set up his own workshop when he returned to town. He was only 19, and 5 years later, the Second World War would drive him away from civilian life. In 1940, he was commissioned as a mechanic in the Italian Air Force. His place of duty was the Greek island of Rhodes. 3 years later, Italy was besieged. The Germans took over the management of the military unit on the island and sent the Italians from the island. Deciding to stay on the island since Italy was besieged, Ferruccio asked permission from German administration to open his own workshop. This request will be granted. 2 years later, the Allies recaptured the island from the Germans. Everyone in the military was held captive, including Ferruccio. When the Allies discovered Ferruccio's mechanic talent, they had him repair their broken military vehicles. A year later, in 1946, they allowed him to leave the islands. Returning to town, Ferruccio's father asked him to produce a new tractor. At that moment, he would realize the great truth. Agricultural production was of great importance for the recovery of the Italian economy after the Second World War. Realizing that there was a great need for agricultural vehicles to achieve this, Ferruccio decided to produce tractors. Ferruccio, who has extensive experience with military vehicles, used scrap military equipment to produce a new tractor, modified the gasoline-powered engine to run on diesel fuel, a cheaper option. Ferruccio, who managed to produce the most economical and innovative tractor of the period, decided to start mass production. With the support of his father, he founded the Lamborghini Tractor Company in 1946. Its economical and powerful tractors were highly appreciated by local farmers. And in a short time, the company became the largest manufacturer in Italy. At 45, Ferruccio was already one of the richest people in the country. Ferruccio, who had a great interest in sports cars, had the fastest cars of the period, such as Jaguar, Mercedes, Maserati and Ferrari. Although Ferrari was his greatest passion, none of them fully satisfied him. He was completely disappointed, especially with the Ferrari 250 GT, which had constant clutch problems. He wanted to meet with Enzo Ferrari, the founder of Ferrari, to explain the problems with the car. However, Enzo refused to meet with him, saying he should continue to produce that tractor and leave the sports cars to me. This condescending attitude would change the fate of both Ferruccio and the automobile world. The famous tractor manufacturer was very angry at this situation. As soon as he returned to the factory, he decided to solve the clutch problem himself. While dealing with the mechanical parts of the car, the similarities with the tractors caught his attention. At that moment, he decided to produce sports cars that are fast like Ferraris but much more durable than them. He hired 3 former Ferrari employees and founded the Lamborghini company in 1963. In just 9 months, Ferruccio managed to produce his first sports cars. He named the car 350 GT. The car with V12 engine and 5-speed independent suspension attracted great attention. Ferruccio Enzo proved to Ferrari that he was not just a tractor manufacturer, but a mechanical genius capable of producing supercars. The company released the 400 GT and Mira 400 models in the following years. The Mira was the fastest car of the era and became the first supercar in the world. The engine placed in the middle of the vehicle would become the standard for all high-performance cars. While the company's rise continued, models such as the Espada, the Ailero, the Harama Countach, which were produced, became famous. In particular, the Countach model managed to enter the Guinness Book of Records with a speed of 300 km per hour. Ferruccio was a huge bullfighting fan. While the symbol of the brand was the bull, it had become a tradition for all models to take their names from bullfights. In the following years, Ferruccio would have a hard time financially due to economic and oil crisis. Deciding to retire early in 1979, Ferruccio sold all his shares in the company, which changed hands several times and was finally acquired by Audi in 1998. Under Audi's leadership, Lamborghini was able to overcome all difficulties and re-strengthen its position in the market. With the newly launched Aventador, Huracan and Urus SUV concept, sales increased rapidly worldwide. Ferruccio passed away in 1993 at the age of 76, leaving behind a great success story with this determination to work.